Di mo klaro.
Okay, so we did see these players play earlier. Oh man, it's Rod with his Mega Aggron and
Mega Agron. I have not seen, I have not seen how that Pokemon plays. I'm excited to see Rod with a Mega Agron.
Logic with the return of the Frostlass.
Oh, the Frostlass. Okay, very nice. Frostlass and top cut.
Frostlass in top cut. And before you know, both players are now just playing. They've begun the match. Let's see who the leads will be. Rod will be leading with Floette and Aerodactyl here, while Logic will be leading with Sneasler and Frostlass. Sorry, I choked there looking at the screen. Right, it's still a Frostlass.
So, Frostlass and Sneasler, as well as Aerodactyl and the other one.
Aerodactyl and Floette.
Floette.
I imagine Floette's gonna wanna Mega Evolve on turn 1, just because it doesn't want to, get beat up by this Sneasler, or it's gonna wanna switch. Well, I would imagine the Floette would protect or switch here. But it will be Mega Evolving right before protecting? Question mark? Will this be a protect? Will this be an attack? The Fairy Aura just goes there, and just like the Floette, the Frostlass will be also Mega Evolving here. But the bigger question is what these Mega Evolutions are gonna do. Snow Warning comes up. The Aerodactyl went for the Protect, no Tailwind, nothing else there. And yeah, the Floette goes for Protect, scouting out both of them. I mean, yes, the Fake Out pressure was existent, but I guess it didn't matter all too much. Aurora Veil will be going up on Logic's side of the field just to try and mitigate any damage that might come up. I'm booting the team sheets right now on the screen on my end so I can go through them real quick as I cast this match. So a fairly defensive turn 1 for both players. Snow and Aurora Veil are still up on Logic's side of the field. Snow for everyone. Aerodactyl and Floette there kind of just scouting, but we did see that the Sneasler wanted to get the Fake Out into I believe it was the Aerodactyl. I was busy loading up the screens here, but and now that Aerodactyl will go for the Tailwind, seeing that it's a fairly clear shot here. Dazzling Gleam will be coming from the Floette, doing a sizable amount of damage. But Dire Claw will be taking that Floette out in a single hit. Sneasler has been one of the biggest deterrents for Floette, and we can see with very clear reason why. Aerodactyl will be brought down to its sash with a single target Blizzard there. This will not be missing in the snow. So a snow boosted Blizzard will never miss. Well, we do know that the Rod's Garchomp also has Rock Slide. So this could be a double Rock Slide coming from Rod's side if he so wishes to keep both of these Pokemon in. The Frostlass on Logic's side might be... I'm not sure if it can survive 2 Rock Slides like this. It did do a sizable chunk earlier on, but it doesn't even have to worry about the damage coming from this Rock Slide. It manages to survive it by just the virtue of it missing. And Earthquake will be coming from the Garchomp just to try and secure any KOs, especially into the Sneasler, but the Frostlass survives, and I'm going to take a wild guess that it's going to go for a Blizzard again on this turn, and it really does. This will be KOing both Pokemon on Rod's side of the field. I was just a little taken aback there. So now I'm genuinely curious who is the last member of Rod's team, but we're probably never going to find out, at least not unless he tells us, because Rod will be forfeiting game 1. Frostlass takes it very handily there for Logic. Very good positioning, but I think losing the Floette early on might have sealed it for Rod there. unfortunately.
How interesting. So that Frostlass was really the MVP for this round.
Yes.
So how do you think, Vince, from your end, what would be some good adjustments? As you mentioned, the flow wet would have been key here.
I personally don't think that the Floette is the call here. Floette may be a good Pokemon to keep in the back, but I think Rod may be able to do a lot more with the Aggron mode. While it may be better for Rod to keep the Aggron in the back, just because of the speed interactions, Floette wasn't a bad call. It was just extremely difficult with the Sneasler around, and I don't think Logic is going to want to not lead with the Sneasler. Sneasler heavily threatens both Aggron and Floette. That's why they haven't seen much play, but Rod's gone 5. He's basically gone 4-1 in the whole Swiss rounds. And yeah, well, we will be seeing that this Sneasler is going to get intimidated. And White Herb, so...
So we see Incineroar in this, in the...
We see
in Rod's
Incineroar.
side of the field.
Rod has led with Incineroar. Now the
And
thing is...
Aggron, yeah.
The,
So different leads.
the thing is, this Aggron can very much threaten the Frostlass, but at the same time, the Sneasler can also heavily threaten the Aggron, and there is fake out pressure from both sides, but the Incineroar can only fake out the Sneasler, and Sneasler is much faster than Incineroar, so this is how it might play out. The Frostlass might be going for the Aurora Veil as it Mega Evolves here, and if the Aggron so wishes to Mega Evolve as well, most likely, Sneasler is going to go for a fake out into the Aggron, while the Incineroar goes for a Flare Blitz into the... or Darkest Lariat, I don't know. Yeah, so there we go. There will be a fake out into the Aggron. Aurora Veil will be coming up for the side on Logic. Logic side, Aurora Veil is up. And yeah, like I said, if you want to go straight into an attack, into the Frostlass, just didn't do as much damage as you kind of wanted to. But the more important thing is, Sturdy is gone technically, but I believe Mega Aggron has Filter, so it's not going to take as much damage. And here's the thing. Yeah, okay, so the close combat on the Sneasler is still available, and Sneasler doing very much Sneasler things puts that Incineroar to sleep. RNG is just... it's there.
Wow. We've seen a lot of Sneaslers doing a lot of status moves for this midweek smoke.
But here's... if you look at... even if this Aggron has managed to... it's managed to get a single Iron Defense up, but that might not matter all too much. Even if the Sneasler were to just punch into the Archaludon, into the Aggron, it might still not be enough to keep it alive. If the Frostlass manages to just hit it with another Shadow Ball with that special defense drop, and yeah, Sneasler just popping off.
Right?
The second Dire Claw prop. Heavy Slam will be KOing the... no, it will not! I spoke way too soon. Aurora Veil and Snow managed to just keep this Frostlass alive long enough. Keep it going on the field. So...
really fancy.
yeah, but here's the thing. Sinistcha is in a very good position to just use Rage Powder, but that's clearly not what's happening. Incineroar will be coming in and intimidating the Sneasler once again, but this time nothing the Sneasler can essentially do since it doesn't have its White Herb anymore. Dire Claw will come from the Sneasler again. Incineroar asleep taking a munch. Yeah, Blizzard will be coming from the Frostlass, just trying to bait out any hits. I'm going to pull a hard guess that this is a pretty good position for the Frostlass to just come in with another Shadow Ball into the Aggron, since there's really not much the Incineroar can do. I mean, yes, it can fake out into the Sneasler, but at the same time, if... Okay, Rod is not sticking around. He's withdrawing the Incineroar and sending Sinistcha back out to heal up Aggron even just a little bit. Any chance that it can survive another Shadow Ball, but instead, Close Combat will be hitting into the Aggron, putting it into... Will this be enough though? So a single... Will this Shadow Ball be enough to take out the Aggron? And it is in fact enough. The Close Combat probably tipped it just enough, put it in a range wherein it can be KO'd effectively. The Snow and the Aurora Veil wear off, but on Rod's side, it's looking not great, honestly. You have a sleeping Incineroar in the back. You have a Sinistcha that looks worse for wear, paralyzed. There's possibility on some turns it just won't be able to play the game. So I'm genuinely curious who he has as a fourth Pokemon slot. I'm going to wager it might be the Garchomp, but I don't think the Garchomp would want to come and play around as long as this Frostlass is still up. Logic, on the other hand, might want to preserve this Frostlass for a little later. Maybe protect on this turn then swap out a little later on. But Eddie the Sneasler, such interesting names our players have for their Pokemon. But yeah, the Sneasler here is... How much has it? That's -2 on the Sneasler, -3 on the Frostlass. Not that it matters all too much on the attack, but Sneasler's not gonna do any damage here. But maybe that doesn't matter all too much. And yeah, we do see that Logic will be pulling out the Frostlass just in case that Garchomp is the Pokemon in the back. The Dragonite comes in, and like I said earlier, maybe this Sinistcha just doesn't get to play the game because of its paralysis. Incineroar, though, still staying asleep, but I believe this will be its final turn of sleep. It should be waking up this turn, so it's not doing much, but it can.
Yeah.
Mean Bean, the Dragonite, though, can threaten the Flamethrower into the Sinistcha. Threatening the Flamethrower into the Sinistcha. And yeah, the Sneasler will be leaving the field and the Snow will be coming back up.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. You'd wanna have that weather up, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah, the Garchomp is the one in the back.
Ooh.
Incineroar should be waking up here. And if it targeted into the Sneasler slot, and it did target into the Sneasler slot, it will be taking out the Frostlass. So there will no longer be any threat to this Garchomp. Well, I mean, Dragonite is a threat.
So Incineroar, they're just saying good morning and with the Flare Blitz.
Yeah, good morning. Did you order a Flare Blitz? And seeing that it might be way too difficult at this point, Rod will be forfeiting game 2. Logic will be taking the set and will be moving on to Grand Finals.
Oh my, what an interesting match. Good job to both players.
Both players played incredibly, and oh wow, that was a lot of RNG. I'm sorry, Rod.